This is Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans, and this is the preview show. We take a look at how our boys in green got on over the weekend, and we get your reaction to the latest squad. It's Lansdowne Roar, and it's live. David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy. We are live. This is the window preview program. You are very, very welcome wherever you're watching us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Very welcome. And hopefully we're going to have a bit of fun here. Of course, this is live, and it's also your podcast. Is where you get to have your say and you get to ask whatever question you want, and we'll try and get to those as best we can. Questions I want to know: what do you think of the squad? Matt Doherty left out, wasn't very happy. Was he rotated or was he dropped? These are the questions I want to ask you guys out there, the Roar faithful. Get involved, have your say. They do listen, you know, they do watch us. I don't mean that to sound sinister, but anyway, I'm David Dunn, and that's Conor McAvoy. I think I've done it already, but he's over at Rep Tracker on Twitter, so give him a follow. And speaking of follow, please scan that QR code. Please head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, really help if you like this video. Please like this video on YouTube, because it does help with our algorithm and it gets us out to reach more people. And we want to reach as many people as we can, because we are the voice of the fans, right? Oh yeah, and head over to lansdownemore.ie for opinion. Conor, you're very welcome. You haven't had much sleep, mate, have you? Although
No,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that match though would have helped that. Would it not? That you went to today?
No, it didn't. An early morning. I've been up since 3 o'clock, and when you're used to going to bed at near 1-2 o'clock, it's a hard adjustment when you're on 2 hours sleep. But I do everything for this fan base. I would die for this podcast, so I'd never miss this.
Good man. You get used to it. Get used to it. Christ. Of course, Conor and I will be live in Helsinki. We know Martin today. He will be back with us next week in Helsinki. And of course, we're going to be live from Athens. We're going to be both games, the usual, the pre-match, an hour before kickoff, which is 6:45 your time. And will be 9:45 our time. Christ. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, sorry. The pre-game is an hour. Conor, am I getting muddled here? 7:45 kickoff Irish time. Yeah, and we go live for the lineups at 6:45, which your time, but it'll be 8:45 and 9:45 respectively. It's going to be midnight, like -4 degrees. In Finland, of course, we will be live, and if you do see us around the place, give us a shout. Conor will be doing that. I'll be too busy sleeping.
You'll be ready to take pictures. You don't like talking to fans, do you?
I love talking to fans.
I've seen some bad interactions with you in the past.
No, you haven't. You absolutely haven't.
Got to your head. The fame's got to your head.
No, it hasn't. Of course not. I'll deal with you later. No. I mean, this is your first trip outside of Ireland, isn't it? You're going away for the first time. Big day for you, Conor. You got your little suitcase.
That's why I was up. I was in Cork today at the match today. That's where I went.
You were in Cork today, were you?
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah, but anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Be good crack anyway. But let's have a look and see how today wrapped up the boys in green and their club commitments. And we're going to have a look at how they got on. And Conor, I know you've been traveling, so I'm not sure if you're aware of some of the stuff today, but strap yourself in, chaps and ladies. It is going to be a bumpy ride. We're going to start with the goalkeepers. Caoimhín Kelleher was out of yesterday's game. He was ill. Mark Travers, unused sub again, of course, for Bournemouth. Max O'Leary, 90 minutes and a 1-1 draw with Cardiff. And poor Gavin Mizuno still out injured for Southampton. Onto the defenders. Doesn't get much better. Festia Baselli, an unused sub for Watford today. Andrew Omobamidele wasn't even in squad for Nottingham Forest. Nathan Collins, a goal in 90 minutes in a 5-3 win over Wolves. Dara O'Shea, 90 minutes in a 4-1 hammering against West Ham. Liam Scales gave away a penalty today in a 2-1 win over Ross County. Mark McGuinness, 90 minutes in a 2-0 loss against Sheffield United. Callum McDowd and Martins made 24 minutes in a 1-1 draw against Bristol. Robbie Brady, 86 minutes in a 0-0 against Burnley. Seamus Coleman, the skipper, is still out injured. And Matt Doherty, he apparently wasn't happy about being left out of the squad. He was an unused sub. Jake O'Brien cannot get a look in at Everton. He's also out of the squad. Shane Duffy can't get in the squad either. 90 minutes in a 4-0 win over Hull City. And Ryan Manning, he's back. He played against Arsenal. Premier League debut, by the way, 74 minutes. Jimmy Dunn, 90 minutes in a 2-0 loss over Derby. And John Egan, an unused sub for Burnley over the weekend. Gonna just get your thoughts there. It seems to be either our defenders aren't playing, or if they are, they're shipping a lot of goals. Not great reading there, was it?
Well, I think Collins had a very good weekend. I know he scored, but even if you look at his stats or even his match rating, he had an 8.3. I remember in SuperScore, even like that wasn't just considering a goal. Like, so he had a good game. It wasn't. You can't say goals were his fault. I don't know if you've seen the Arsenal other game the other day. I actually was quite impressed with Ryan Manning, and I'd be someone who's quite critical of his defensive attributes. So actually, what he played like on the left of a back three, and because of his technical ability, and he is a smart footballer, he actually suited that role quite well, and he has played there before, particularly when he was at Swansea. But yeah, he actually did. I was impressed with Ryan Manning, but in terms of probably fitting in an Ireland system, I think that completely rules him out. But the thing is, if he's playing regularly and if he starts to play regularly in the Prem now as a left-sided centre half and a back three, there's no reason why he can't come back into the Ireland squad as a left back because of the lack of options that we have.
Yeah, but it's kind of you're going to see a theme during this. Boys agree that a lot of our guys that are playing or have done rather well aren't actually in the squad.
Have you noticed? So last weekend we had a great weekend of lads, and then we're back
Yeah.
in a live show again, and they've just let us down. Well, they haven't let us down. Their club managers have let us down by not playing them.
Yeah, what did you make of the Alma Deli? I was saying it to the other lads, another WhatsApp group of men. I'm probably getting a bit of a telling off over this. And I was saying about Alma Bombadeli it's a strange case, but a mate of mine was saying, and he knows his football, to be fair. He just says we probably just have better players. Nottingham Forest. Do you buy into that? Because I mean, that's
I don't know why. But like I'm good mates with a Forest fan, and last year they absolutely loved him when they were playing, and it was a big thing of they wanted Omobamidele and Murillo playing together as a partnership, and that they were so impressed with Andrew when he played. But Nuno didn't want to play two 21-year-old centre halves beside each other in the Premier League, and then Willy Bolly and Kiata, who's now at Lyon, were kind of the main two ahead of him, and now they brought in Milinkovic from Florentina, the Serbian, but it seems like Omobamidele, I don't know whether like when he played against Newcastle that game in the League Cup, he impressed. Fans loved him, and it's just whatever way Nuno just doesn't take a fancy to him anymore, and maybe he just prefers an old school, more rugged centre half. Andrew's more of a ball playing centre half that will take a few risks when he's on the ball and is very confident in himself. So I don't know. I wouldn't worry about Omobamidele. I rate Omobamidele so highly that he could get a good move in January. So I'm not too worried.
I mean, I think Forest here, looking at the table, I think they're the second best defensive record, behind Liverpool. Actually, well, it's joint second with Arsenal.
Yeah.
Man City third with 8 goals conceded, well, joint third with a few teams there. Forest have scored 7 and conceded 6, which kind of shows you the the roller coaster football they're playing there, the City ground. I mean, they're well coached, obviously well versed, so he is getting a good schooling there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's been a bit lucky when he needs to run a games, and Forest aren't gonna, as you say, they don't want two young, inexperienced centre backs playing together. Nuno Gomez, he's a very old school manager.
Yeah.
He likes his teams well drilled, well disciplined, and defensive minded. But he needs to run the games, and when he's had a run of games, he's been injured as well. I just think he's been really lucky, but we'll see how he gets on. I'm a big fan of Omo. I think he's a very, very good player, as you say, ball playing centre back. Right, let's move it on to the midfield. Let me just take the little banner off, and we get going. Josh Cullen back in the squad, 86 minutes in a 0-0 with Preston. Jason Knight, 90 minutes in a 1-1 draw today with Cardiff. Jason Malumbi, 75 minutes in a 0-0 with Millwall. Finn Azaz, your mate Conor, 90 minutes and a 2-1 loss against Watford. Jack Taylor, 16 minutes, couldn't turn around a 4-1 deficit against West Ham. Jamie McGrath, 72 minutes and a 3-2 win over Hearts. Will Smallbone, cousin Will, out of the squad because he's injured. Alan Brown, 17 minutes, 2-2 draw against Leeds. That goal doesn't go to him, by the way. Mark Sykes, 35 minutes and a 1-1 with Cardiff City. Annie Morn, he's in the under 21s, of course, 90 minutes and a 0-0 with Swansea. And there you have it. Yeah, Alan Brown, the goal didn't go to him. Went to the goalie because he threw the ball back in the net.
It went to Firpo, did it not? I think because it came off Firpo.
Oh, did it not go to the goalie?
No,
I
no,
saw on Sky it had OG.
no, it was Junior Firpo. As Alan Brown hit it, came off.
Are you saying
Firpo's head.
Sky's a liar?
No, it was OG. Junior Firpo was the left back for Leeds.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah. No, it's OG.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven, Conor. I'll forgive you. By the way, we just reached 500 viewers. Welcome, by the way. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, I'd really appreciate it. I am going to do that shamelessly throughout the video. We're trying to get the algorithm up there. Midfield again. Not great. Actually, a lot of midfielders were moved into attack in the squad, which was just interesting. You know, we spoke about it the last time.
I think it's more. Sorry to interrupt, but I think it's more of a thing that he's actually picking midfielders this time. He had Casey McAteer down as a midfielder the last camp when he's a winger. Like, I know it goes forward midfielders, attackers, but I like to think wingers are more of attackers than they are midfielders. So, especially in the modern game, maybe not in the old days where wingers were up and down. More they're attacking these days. But no, I think it's just the way that, as I've said before, the team, the way it's been picked this time, I'm a lot more happy with it, especially in midfield. There's a lot more balance to it, which is the big positive to me.
Do you guys agree with Conor? I do. I'm quite happy with the squad. Do you think it's more balanced? Of course, this is your first chance to have a live comment on the squad. We did do an episode on the squad, which is in the archives. It is on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and obviously on the YouTube channel as well. But we weren't able to do a live, but we normally would. But this is live. What do you think of the squad?
By the way, Andy Moran's starting to really flourish now. We're starting to see the lad I've been hyping up for the last 3-4 years, saying how good he is, and we are now seeing a special talent on show.
Very special indeed. Well, I've hyped up a few talents over the years, Conor, on this, and they haven't really flourished there. We'll move on to the forwards. There's a couple in here. Adamida, 61 minutes and a 2-1 win over Ross County today. A nervy win, really. Evan Ferguson, not unused sub again. Troy Parrott, 69 minutes in a 1-0 loss against Fortuna Sittard. 17 minutes for Sammy Smodix in a 4-1 loss over West Ham. Casey McAteer wasn't even in the squad for Leicester. Mikey Johnston, 75 minutes, still coming back from injury, I suppose. 0-0 with Millwall. Chidozie Young Benny, 17 minutes in a 4-1 loss against West Ham. And Callum Robinson, 66 minutes. He's not in the squad. 1-1 draw with Bristol. Michael Obafemi got a goal in 62 minutes in a 2-1 win over Blackburn. Tom Cannon, 90 minutes. He's on the standby list, by the way. 0-0 draw with Swansea. Will Keane, I don't even know why I've got this anymore, to be honest. Not in the squad. And Aaron Connolly, an unused sub for Sunderland, to be fair. He's sort of back. And Sinclair Armstrong, 55 minutes in that 1-1 draw with Cardiff for Bristol. Obviously, Aaron Connolly, you know, he's going to be wild, isn't he? I reckon he's badly suffering with match fitness. Troy Parrott, I'm a big fan, and I know Van der Vaart came out, didn't he? And Raphael Van der Vaart spoke about him. He's a special talent, but he just struggles to score goals, which is, I know, sounds stupid, right? And he said he needs to score more goals, and some people were kind of like, well, obviously, but I know what he means. Like his off the ball play is fantastic. But yeah, he does blow hot and cold at the moment, doesn't he? I mean, he scores 4-1, then he doesn't score for a while, then he gets 2, and then
that's what I always say about him. He's such a confidence player in front of goal. It's either if he scores that first chance he gets in the first 10 minutes, because the thing is, he always creates one early for himself, and that's the type of player he is. He reminds me of like a not always in terms of style of play, but like a Firmino type of player, a Darwin Núñez type of player, Nicholas Jackson. That just their off ball work is so good that they just create chances for themselves. That Troy Parrott naturally, if you look at his stats every game, he has 4 or 5 shots a game because he's just always because his football IQ is top notch and his link up play and he just is a proper footballer. So and the thing is, it is finishing at the end of the day. It's letting him down at times, but he creates so many chances for himself that he will score a good amount of goals throughout the season.
He's still young. I mean, Sammy Smollick's there now. He's really, God, he is really
Yeah,
struggling at Ipswich, isn't he? I mean, the Irish lads came on 4-1 down to West Ham. Liam Delap, obviously, I think he equalised, didn't he? Did
yeah, it was
he?
terrible goalkeeping. Yeah,
Yeah. Liam Delap. There's a couple of questions going about him. I know under the current rules he can't play for the boys in green, but are FIFA looking to change the rules on that? Because I know some people are
yeah,
asking
they
that.
are. They're looking to change rules to at 22, so he's 21, but also they're looking to change it to under 21 caps don't count towards the rule at the present moment. If you are 21 and you're playing under 21, say for example, Anselmo Garcia McNulty, he can no longer switch to Spain, or he is eligible for Germany as well, but he would never play for Germany. But there he'd be eligible for them, but he's not eligible at the moment. But going back, if the rules change again, unfortunately, he
Mm.
would be eligible if they wanted to try and swoop in, but I wouldn't be worried in that situation. But I'm just an example in our situation at the moment. But it would mean the likes of Liam Delap would be eligible for Ireland again, and Jack McGlynn, who I've spoken about in the plays in the MLS, would be eligible for Ireland. I actually think he'd be one that we probably would see we would benefit from it because of the strength that USA have in midfield, and I think it was just he is the case. It's very hard to turn down playing at the Olympics, isn't it? For especially for a country like America who take the Olympics so seriously in that context. So
Anything that he can win.
yeah, so
Um, what about any news on Dennis Kirkin? Obviously, Dublin born, Latvian descent, trying to play for England. Any movement on that whatsoever?
don't know. I haven't. I've heard a few rumblings in the past. They were
Yeah.
sorting a passport for him, but this was at a younger age group. So, but what I would say is I would be more positive and hopeful on him than I would be negative.
Okay. There you go. So what do you guys make of the squad there? Obviously, some slim pickings. There wasn't a good weekend at all. Actually, quite dismal to be honest with you. What do you make of it? Your comments, we will get to them in around the next 10-15 minute mark. So do keep them coming. There's comments flying in, by the way. And as you know, we always get to the comments towards the end. If this is your first time tuning into Lansdowne Roar Live, first of all, welcome. And how it works is when we're live is you have your say. You lash in the comments there. You comment what we say, whether you agree, disagree, or you ask a question. Conor is the man to ask about players coming up, that sort of thing.
Don't.
That is his absolute specialty. And if you want to get a bit more of that, head over to Rep Tracker over on Twitter. He is doing God's work, as I always say. We're going to move on to the opposition. And of course, first up is Finland in Helsinki. I hope, because that's where I'm staying. the week I'm having, I wouldn't be surprised. So I booked fucking Reykjavik. But anyway, Finland, they are 64th in the world. We are currently 62nd, by the way, which isn't our lowest ranking at all. That was 70th, and I came under Trapattoni / Martin O'Neill. But anyway, a little bit about them. Their manager is Markku Kanerva. Their last 5 games, they've won 1, which is a 2-1 win over Estonia. They've lost 3, which is against Greece, Portugal, and England. And they've drawn 1 game, and that was against Scotland. They have scored 5 and conceded 12. And their best player is this lad here, Glenn Kamara. Conor, can you tell us a little bit more about the Finns, please?
The Finns, so there's not much to say about them. They're nothing really. There's not really it would scare me in the sense about the Finns. Obviously, they have. I'm sure everyone will remember Timo Pukki from Norwich when he was scoring goals for them. He's still up front for them. So I think that shows a sense of a lack of quality young players in Finland at the moment to come through and take his mantle. And obviously, Glenn Kamara has been a good player over the years. He was decent at Leeds last year, and he was at Rangers, and he came through at Arsenal. He's a decent player, but I'm not. When I was looking through their team yesterday, actually, I was seeing they have a player playing in Bundesliga 2 as one of their centre backs, a fella in the Swedish league playing for them. The two centre backs is a Bundesliga 2 partner with Polish league players, and then there's like a Swedish player at left back. And like, if we're I know obviously they'll be set up well, they'll defensively solid, but like man for man with our attackers we have, I know they're not banging forward from some of them, but in terms of quality, it should be too good for the Finns.
Well, you hope. I mean, that's one thing I have to keep stressing. This is not a terrible Ireland team, right? Like in terms of players, it's just the bereft of confidence, bereft of aggression. Yeah, and identity. We need this manager needs to put a shape on it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's pound for pound, we're a far better team than the Finns. I'd argue we're a better team than the Greeks as well, which we'll come on to in a second. How do you see the game going on Thursday? It's Thursday, isn't it? Christ.
Well, what do you think? I think.
You probably think we're going to win 7-0 and Nathan Collins.
I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 7-1. But no, I think we'll win. I think we'll win 2-1, 2-1.
Yeah,
3-1. I am confident. I think Thursday we will get the job done. I think we'll get one from a set piece, and I think we'll get one from open play. I think we could see Ferguson finally get his first goal again and get that confidence back. But I'm actually very hopeful coming into this break. I think the changes made to the squad have made a big improvement. And I'd imagine as a player in the squad, seeing a fresh manager's ideas, and especially seeing fresh players coming in, makes you think, what can he add? Actually, might add that little bit of extra spark that might get the best out of an attacking player or strengthen up the back line. So I'm actually very confident going into the Finland game.
It does seem a bit more like Heimer's team, doesn't it? Yeah. I think he's been a bit. He said it today, didn't he? He was obviously at the Derry and Bowes in the FAI Cup semi-final. I think I made an enemy. A fan of the page. I hope he's still a fan. I hope you're still watching, and if you're listening, I won't mention his name. He was like, "You're just a Shamrock Rovers, like you're just a fan page for Shamrock Rovers. You never do anything with Bowes." And I well, you don't do anything yourself. Sorry, lads. And yeah, he was like, "Well, we're gonna win tonight." And I was like, "All right, go for it." And of course, he lost, and I took the piss, and he said he was blocking me. But of course, Heimer was there, wasn't he, with John O'Shea, and sitting like a row back and a few seats away from Steve McKennie. But yeah, Heimer's come out and said he said he was. We were talking off air, weren't we? That he's surprised by the size of the job, almost by the media interest and all that. I'm like, what?
Jamaicans and Icelandic people just mustn't have the same passion, or there mustn't be a Lansdowne roar or a rep tracker in Iceland or Jamaica. So just we're on another level in this country.
Lansdowne Fjord, maybe, or something like that. Oh, I don't know. Do you have fjords up in Iceland? Or is that just a Scandinavian thing? I don't know. But anyway, we'll move on to my opinion. By the way, thanks for asking, Conor. Is I think we 1-1. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Jesus Christ!
It's going to be.
What? Oh, go to bed, will you? Like, I need my bed, but Jesus.
Oh dear!
I can't think we're going to draw with Finland. Come on, we're not that bad.
Oh yeah, because I've just been blown away by the last few performances.
It's probably 80%. It's probably an 80% possibility that we do draw, but you have to be 20% positive. You just have to take that 20% and be 100% positive that we're going to win.
I'm sorry. Am I talking to Martin Prendergast here, Mr. Fucking Positivity, for absolutely no reason?
No, I just think we win every year.
Have you seen? Do I need to play back the Our Boys in Green? Like,
do Our Boys in Finnish, whatever they are?
No, Our Boys agree. Like how the paucity going on at the moment. None of our strikers is scoring. Sorry, one striker is he. He didn't score today.
That's one week.
He keeps most weeks he doesn't score. He gets hooked off after like 69, 60 minutes. Yeah, well, no, it's just you're not performing thing. Michael Obafemi scored. He's not in the squad. Tom Cannon scored although to be fair, he didn't score any over the weekend, which is you kind of knew was going to happen. He's not in the squad.
That's why. But don't worry, our man will perform on Thursday night.
Which is that?
Impact will make that difference.
Finazaz, you reckon he's going to do?
Yes,
all right,
his set pieces will make a difference. You watch Nathan Collins will score off a Finazaz assist. Put €50 on it. This will happen.
€50. Well, I reckon 1-1. You reckon 2-1, is it?
2-1 or 3-1. It depends how I feel. I might change my mind when I see the lineup on Thursday.
I hope you're right, but I just, that's the thing. People that
Oh, we
watch
win the
Lansdowne,
game no matter what. And then we
people,
beat Greece after. The momentum will carry over to Athens.
yeah. When you get to my age, that optimism, trust me, mate.
And then the
Still,
21s will beat Norway and Italy and be the perfect month.
I love your optimism. I hope you're right, by the way. I really do. But anyway, we're going to move it on to Greece. Greece, they are 48 in the world. Their manager is Ivan Ivanovic. His first game, of course, was in charge against England. Not England, Finland, sorry.
Yeah.
And then second against us. So he's only new in the job as well. His last 5, won 3. Of course, one of those was Ireland. Lost 1. That was a 2-1 against Germany. And he's drawn 1, which is a 0-0 in Georgia. But they lost on penalties. Of course, it was that European Championship playoff. They've scored 8, conceded 2 in those 5 games. And their best player is this fella here, Konstantinos Mavropanos. Have I said that right?
Mavropanos.
Mavropanos. Yeah, that's what I said. There he is there. Plays for West Ham. So after we batter Finland 79-0, Conor, according to you, what's going to happen in Athens? Because I was there. I was at the last game in Athens. It's a different arena, by the way. That was the OPOP arena. I think this is, where's this one now? It's in a different arena. Well, you better find out, Conor, because you're going to it.
Where's Prendy when you need him?
It is, hold on, I'm trying to find out. It's in the Nations League. It's in the Kyriakis Stadium in Athens. So it's Europe. Apparently, it's actually closer to my hotel. I'm staying in the same place I did last time. Lovely little apartment, actually. Get away from riffraff like you, Conor. Yeah. So after, I remember that game. It was very uncomfortable. We had a thunderstorm. Literally, I was outside the ground. It was only last year, outside the ground. Bought an ice cream, had a big bottle of water and an ice cream. Had a change of clothes, like a t-shirt in my bag, just to make sure that, Christ, if I sweat through, I don't want anyone seeing. I don't want Tony O'Donoghue seeing my nipples, So I'll change my t-shirt, and all of a sudden, like, I get my ice cream because it was so warm, and I just see this flash, and I was like, oh no. And it was about a 15-minute walk to the thing, and Jesus Christ, the rain! I've never seen anything like it, and I'm from Ireland. It actually knocked me off my feet and everything, and I actually walked into the media room. It was just a Antonio O'Donoghue, don't know if he saw my nipples, but he looked at me, he's like, with his, he was like, all right. He's like, yeah, how are you, Tony? And I had to actually, I used the media section like a fucking putting t-shirts over, like a laundry room. I actually sat in someone else's seat as well, and they're like, you're grand. Big puddle of water under me. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, what's the score going to be? How's it going to go in Athens? Because the last one was a shit show.
1-0 to Ireland.
1-0 to Ireland. Don't say
no,
that.
I do think. No, what the way I do look at it, if we win Thursday, we win on Monday or on Sunday. That's where I look. The momentum will carry over. But if we mess up again on Thursday, we'll probably lose on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean the team's confidence is like the big thing. It doesn't matter how good the team is. It's when you're a manager, you cannot forecast your 3 central defenders standing off a player and basically pointing, go that way, top corner. You can't. You just can't foresee that. So hopefully he'll have a word with them. But by the sounds of it, I don't know. I don't think he's gone to any games over the weekend. And he says he sits at home like yourself on the L sofa score. Like what do you do if you're I know what I do, but if you're Heimer Helgumson, what do you say to those lads to stop that from happening?
Grow up.
Grow up.
No, but it is. I think I'm confident going this. Just these things will improve, and I do think it is the sort of thing. This is the sort of window that could change some lads' club form around completely. Spodix gets a goal this window, first international goal. That would just take so much. I'd say he's putting pressure on himself a lot to get a first international goal for Ireland because he's that type of player, and Ferguson's whole season could be turned around if he gets a goal, or Azaz has been struggling in front of goal lately, even though he's been playing well. He's not been getting the numbers what he was getting last season. So lads like that, if one goal can literally just flip a whole season, or even if it's a tapping,
Okay.
I'm confident. I don't know why, but I'm just confident.
I think we're going to be done 2-0 again in Athens. I think we'll probably. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, Connor. I think we're going to get done 2-0. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I just think
But they're crap. They actually are. They are not a good side.
neither
We
are
saying in
we.
Dub, no, but like they don't even do anything that looks good. They
Neither
just
do
go on the
we.
no, but like they don't even keep the ball. They just go on the counter attack against. Even when they play Finland, they play in the counter attack.
Neither do we. Like
Now
we
we
can't.
actually kept. If you watch us against Greece, we looked the better side.
All
Even
right.
though
The first half, yeah, it looked like we sort of come out of this deep sleep and actually looked like a shadow. We looked like a team again a little bit, and
we
it's
didn't play with number 6 that day. We just played with 3 runners in midfield. So when you add Josh Cullen, as someone who can actually pass the ball back into the midfield, it will help.
all right. I still reckon it's going to be 2-0, but you reckon
Right.
it'll be 1-0 to Greece. What did you make actually? Bit of breaking news during the week. This man David Carell, he has been confirmed. There's me there about to sing. With he's now the permanent CEO. You know, he's now a fan of Lansdowne Roar, by the way. Just saw it, put that out there. Yeah, what did you make of that? Happy? Don't know.
Do you want my honest answer?
Absolutely.
Hmm. Don't really care, to be honest. What?
You don't
Don't know.
care.
We don't really know anything about what he's doing or what his job is. So I don't know. Like, you can't give an answer. I'm like, what's he done so far? He's done nothing so far that makes me hate him, and he's not done nothing so far that makes me love him. So I don't really have an opinion. I don't think I can give but I'm happy for him as a person because it's a huge job for someone to get, and especially as an Irish person to. I'm happy for him, and I wish him the best of luck. But I don't know what to think is the honest answer because I don't know what he's like.
That's fair. I mean, obviously, I haven't spoken with him. He seems like a decent chap. Seems like a nice guy. But I'm the same as you. I mean, I'm cheering for him, and I did say this to him. So we're cheering for you. You know, we want you to do well as an organization. Now, I didn't know he was going to get the job or anything like that. So I meant organization, not him.
Mhm.
But I am cheering for him. I'm cheering for them all. Like whoever takes over the role, you know, whether it be the CEO or director of football or the Ireland job, the manager's job, I want them to do well because if we have a good CEO and you have a well-run organization, then only good things can happen, right? You know,
Yeah.
obviously they've got a little bit of money for projects there going down through the clubs through the League of Ireland, which is great. But of course, we know what happened in February this year, the PAC, with the emails with Jonathan Hill, who's no longer with the association. You know, it was a massive black eye that was. And I did actually say to him, I said, look, you know, I think you guys just need. It was kind of funny because Mar was kind of looking over. He's a bit nervous. is he? Is he? I'll probably say something. You know, just being honest. You know what I'm like. You know what I'm like when I
Yeah.
get chatting. But I just said to him, said, look, you guys just need to be nice and boring and you know no.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping he's the guy for it. I said I don't know. It's a bit of an unknown entity. Haven't seen much. Although your powers are limited when you're interim CEO, I'd imagine. So you're not going to know what this guy's capable of in the job until about 18 months. He has come from the FA, to be fair, a very well-run organisation on an international front. So I'm hoping he does really, really well. But you know, of course, Jonathan Hill was from the FA as well,
Yeah.
wasn't he? So who knows? But look, best of luck to him. He's an Irishman. He's from Mayo, and he seems like a decent chap. And yeah, I'm hoping now in a year's time we're talking about him and we're saying, yeah, what a coup this guy is, and he's done brilliantly, and he's turned it around, and you know, he's rattling a few cages. And
And
anyway,
there's another role that's going to be announced soon, I believe, is that head of player ID. Do you remember that was advertised a few months ago? Player head or player ID, like
yes,
it
Granny
says
Rule.
it in the title, yeah, sort of thing. Or I don't know whether it's in Ireland as well, but I believe that I don't know. I don't have a notion who the person is, but I've heard that it is set to be announced very soon.
Awesome. So, well, we look forward to that. Right, are you ready for the comments?
Hopefully, there's no abusing ones. Hopefully, Darrell
No.
O'Connor's not after Stephen Kenny for no reason today.
David McGuinness there? David, are you there? I don't think he's watching
Oh, Stephen
tonight.
McGuinness. No, sorry, not Darrell O'Connor. I apologize, Darrell.
Daryl, you leave Daryl alone. He is watching though, and
Yeah.
big shout out to Daryl, a friend of the pod. He's a good man. Hopefully you see him in Finland and Athens. Before we go on to the comments, guys, we are non-profit at the moment anyway. Anyone out there want to sponsor the pod, give us a shout. Genuinely, give us a shout over at general at lansdowneroar.ie or david at lansdowneroar.ie. I want to take all the money. And if you want to support the page, do head over to our coffee. Buy us a coffee there, Lansdowne Roar Road, even. And do I have a link for that? I don't even have a link for that. Do you know that? Go to coffee and put in Lansdowne Road. It's actually, sorry, it's in the description, Connor. You can give some money to the page as well. Come on, get your wallet out. It's in the description of the recorded version of this. Anyway, God, we're so rusty. Right, I made an absolute bollocks of this, so I'm going to head over and get into the comments. I never had it in the first place, mate. To be honest. So we're going to get into the comments, which is coming up on just under 1,000 viewers. So thank you very much for that. Brilliant support as always, especially on a Sunday night. I know the timings haven't been great. Real life getting in the way, unfortunately. So here's the first one. Actually came quite early. It says Baylor. How you doing, Baylor? Over on YouTube. Manning back. Hopefully he stays on consistent form and kicks Brady out of the squad. Yeah, I mean Heimer did talk about that, Conor, didn't he? He said first of all, he wants to qualify for World Cup 2026. So he's rotating certain players like like Matt Doherty, rotation. And yeah, he wants players to come in. He wants the younger lads to come in and grab the opportunity with both hands. You know, he reckons some players have been around for too long, and they have. Seamus Coleman, love him. He's going to be 36 in a couple of weeks. Should really be nowhere near an Ireland squad, if I'm being realistic. Do you think Manning now can kick on? I mean, that was a bit of a bolt out of the blue, that wasn't it? How come he was in the squad? He hasn't even featured.
He hasn't even made a match day squad. It's mental. He hasn't even made a match day squad, and he's suddenly starting. But obviously, Russell Martin rates him very highly. Russell Martin managed him at Swansea, and as soon as he got the Southampton job, he took him straight to Southampton with him. So clearly, he thinks he's a very talented footballer, and that's the thing. Russell Martin, as good as he is at keeping the ball as a manager, it's off the ball stuff that he seems to let himself down with, and that's Ryan Manning's letdown as a player. But Russell Martin clearly rates him as a footballer, like if he was taking him from Swansea to Southampton. So I think if Ryan Manning is going to fit into an Ireland team in the future, it's more of as a left side centre half. But if he suddenly starts playing every week in that role for Southampton, you'd probably have him as a left back option for Ireland.
Yeah, hopefully November squad, especially. You know, obviously he'll need a month of club football under his belt. Excuse me, as you say, hasn't even been in a match day squad. Played centre mid, defensive mid against Oxford. But anyway, all right, Paul Cullerton. Now there's a name. There's a name I haven't seen for a while. How you doing, Paul? Hope you are well. One of our very, very original members of the Roar Faithful. Oh, well, it was a different name back then. Anyway, Paul, I hope you are well. I know the new manager has only had 2 matches and he was very hands off in those games as well. But I'm genuinely beginning to think this Finland away on Thursday night is nearly must win already. Wow. So sharing your thoughts there, Conor. He's
must and will win, as I would say.
Confidence brimming. And he continues. He said on Thursday that his aim is to qualify for the World Cup if we can't beat Finland, who are ranked below us. How many Finnish players would get into our team? He ain't going to be up to the job.
0.
He's right. He is right, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're right there, Conor. Looks like you need a coffee or something. Come on.
It's
full of
energy.
energy.
Like 2 hours sleep.
It doesn't matter. I've gone 2 days without sleep traveling to Ireland games. Come on. Nick says, come on, you boys in green. Good man, Nick. G, A picture of Michael Collins. Hamer made the right calls. Big balls make big calls. Got big balls, Connor.
You know nothing about that.
Oh, Jesus.
Hmm.
The banter is flowing from Connor.
Sorry.
Excuse me. I have balls the size of grapefruits, said a very famous wrestling promoter whose name you shall not mention. Nick again. I thought Manning was all right versus Arsenal, to be fair. He was, wasn't he? He actually did okay.
Yeah.
Baylor says again, Prendy Sue's scared to face the McGoldrick allegations again.
Arcane.
We have just reached 1,000 views, by the way. Thank you very much for that. 1,000 viewers. So welcome, and please do, if you wouldn't mind, like the video. John Sullivan asked, "Where is Prendy M?" He will be back. He will be back next week. And he continues, John O'Sullivan, Martin's mate, Callum O'Dowda. Yeah, he actually came off for Callum Robinson today. Did you know that?
No, I got a notification on SofaScore, but I didn't have much service today when I was at the match, so I was switching off from Rep Tracker for a bit. But yeah, I seen he came on. He's not playing left back anymore. It's still Joel Began, ex-21 international. Maybe he could possibly come back into the fold as a senior international in the future, even though I don't see it being any time soon. But if he's playing every week in the championship, you never know.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't actually have a left back in the squad at the moment, like a designated left back. Yeah, Callum O'Dowda. Well, there's a new manager there at Cardiff. They're still rooted to the bottom of
Yeah.
ship, which is kind of worrying because you got him. You got Colin O'Dowda and Colin Robinson. There's only two players at Cardiff, isn't it?
And Joel Began as well.
Joel Bacon as well. Sorry, I'm thinking of Bristol. They have a few Irish lads.
They have
Irish.
20.
Ah,
They have about 20.
don't they? Callum O'Dowda's old club too, wasn't it? Bristol.
Yep.
Irish Jedi, Doherty has been poor, but with the lack of options at right back, you need him next year for World Cup. But the relationship is possibly broken. Surely pick him and give him no minutes to send a message. Ah, I can't agree with that, Irish Jedi. How are you doing, by the way? I can't agree with that.
Question
Go
for
on.
you, Dave. On Matt Doherty not getting any minutes. Did John O'Shea not do that with him in March? Didn't he give him maybe 5 minutes at most? He didn't start either of the games. I think he might have played maybe 10 minutes in one of the games, and that was it.
Played Coleman for both of them, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I don't think. I'll check now, but I think he barely played. Like, the amount of minutes that you'd come back and you'd say,
Yeah.
I barely played.
Do check. You check. I'm going to answer that. You check that one out. Teamwork, folks. Yeah, I have to say, Irish Jedi, I do disagree with that. I think Doherty has a poor attitude. I think the basic thing is effort. Is effort. The game against Greece, where he just jogs back, it was disgraceful, to be honest. He hasn't helped himself, and the fact that he said he was unhappy about being dropped. I mean, how could you not? How could you expect anything else? People were furious. They were furious. Even the live show we did, we actually ran out of time to go through all the comments. They were furious at Matt Doherty. And I wouldn't mind, but he was fresh on the pitch. He was only on a couple of minutes. It's not as if he played 70 odd minutes. Do you have an answer for that one, Connor?
He played 40 minutes over the two games, so actually he played more than I thought he did. But he wasn't a starter, and but I don't.
That hasn't worked.
No, but you know the thing you saying, how can he be unhappy? I think it's just a natural reaction when you're getting dropped from your country. Like, I know he hasn't played well, but obviously you still want to be in the squad. So I'd imagine being unhappy is a good thing, but it's time he proves to us.
Yeah, it's just I think I would say that about a few Irish players actually in this current crop, where you look at and go, do you really care? Do you care? Do you care? Do you really bust a gut for the green shirt? You look at players like Richard Dunn, almost had his face caved in Moscow that time, just for the cause, playing at I think it was Villa at the time, or was Man City about to go to Villa? I think he was Villa at the time, and they were a top Premier League side, top 6 side at the time under Martin O'Neill.
Yep.
And no airs and graces there. Robbie Keane said what you want about him. Show for every game, gave everything for the green shirt. Some of these guys you look at, and they were top players. And you see some in the current crop, and you go, "Do you really care?" And I'm sorry, Doherty strikes me as one of them. Okay, yeah, he wants to be involved in the squad, but you're that delusional. I don't mean to keep picking him out, but yeah, it's just not good enough, and he probably needs to sit out a few squads before he's even considered. The way he's going at Wolves as well, he's probably not going to be there much longer either. Although they are on the precipice, aren't they, of financial peril? So they'll probably have to hold on to him because they can't afford to bring anyone else in. But anyway, bit of a rant there. Stephen Rook, how you guys? How you doing, Stephen? Jedi goes on. Actually, Doherty's been poor, but we are in a position to drop. But are we in a position to drop Premier League right back when we are so stuck in that position? A relationship with the player is now gone. Just pick and don't start him. No, I think you need to send a message, and I don't think he's rotating either. I think he knows. I think he's just saving face in the press for him. Really, I think actually he has saved the relationship with Doherty by not saying he wasn't good enough. I think a lot of people wanted him to say that, but he's not going to say it. He's not going. He's not going to say it, Conor, is he?
No, I don't think he's that harsh of a fella.
No, Doherty probably slapped him around. Stephen O'Rourke, what's the story with the lap? Can he play for Ireland? We did answer that earlier on, and the answer is
Not yet. A strange one. Not yet is the answer.
not yet. FIFA are looking to change the rules,
I think
and
I usually when these sort of things go to a vote, 95% chance the vote goes through.
oh, hello, Daryl O'Connor. How you doing, Daryl? It's not as funny because Martin isn't on, but I doubt it should not be in that squad. I also hope HH dropped Doherty because he's seen he's shite and not just trying to appease support. Yeah, I think he has, Daryl. I think he's just how you doing, Daryl, by the way. But yeah, I think he's just doing it to save face for him in public. Daryl Connor continues the off the ball money grabbers. Not our words, Daryl's words. Put something up. The HA should have had the decency to ring up Doherty and explain why he was dropped. That was liked by Shane Duffy. Oh, hello. Didn't know that, Daryl. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. That doesn't surprise me either,
It
Connor.
was Vinny Purse said that he
Yeah.
but Vinny Purse got a lot of abuse, but Vinny Purse very respected in Ireland, but I didn't agree with that comment. Why would he need to go visit Matt Doherty? But Shane Duffy's probably best mates with Matt Doherty, and Shane Duffy probably feels that he should have got the same treatment. He probably feels he should have got said to in person that he's getting dropped.
Yeah.
Shane Duffy, in my eyes, should get more of a sitting down than Matt Doherty should, because Shane Duffy over the last 10 years for Ireland is top 3 players, probably in my eyes. Like that, not to disrespect any Shane Duffy, but like he shouldn't be top 3, but he actually is top 3 players probably with the last 10, not 10 years, like maybe 8 years since Euro 2016.
Yeah, no, he was a stalwart in the squad, but I mean, I don't think he's up to it anymore.
No,
To
he's
be
not
honest,
near that level.
no, and that's that. Excuse me. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. No, I don't think he should have called Doherty. He's 32. Okay, he's a senior member, but he's not. I'll tell you who. If he was to do it to Coleman, Seamus Coleman, and said, "Look, Seamus, I'm going to go in another direction, so you're not going to feature any of my squads going forward," he should go out and meet Seamus Coleman. He should absolutely go out and meet Seamus Coleman, captain. I think a legend of a player, great attitude, lovely.
It's not even a doubt.
No, lovely fella. Brilliant player in his day. When you look at players in the past, Kevin Kilban never even got a phone call from Trapattoni when he dropped for Stephen Moore, did he? He just dropped, just gone, just like that. And I think he played like a ridiculous amount of games. He had the record, didn't he, for consecutive games, but competitive games. But anyway, yeah, I totally disagree with Vinny Perth on that. John O'Sullivan, Martin's mate, Will Smallbone. Yeah, he's a lot of mates, Martin. Alan Brown is very limited, says Irish Jedi, but his energy, even off the bench, is needed. He was very good against the Dutch last year, pressing from the front. Another experienced player you've probably annoyed. Yeah, but he was also very poor against Greece, wasn't he, Conor? Like
he crap. He done my head in. He had me off the walls that night. I know Alan Brown seems a good lad, and he actually has been a good servant. He's actually done well when he's played at wing back as well. But Alan Brown's days in Ireland jersey are up, in my opinion. But I think Jack Taylor, that role off the bench, energetic midfielder, and is that little bit better on the ball, I think, will suit us better.
There you
My
go.
humble opinion.
Yeah, very humble. Jesus. I thought you were going to reach through the fucking camera. Um, over how you doing, over at YouTube? Are you a first time watcher or commenter? You're very welcome, by the way. Everton are mad not to be giving Jake O'Brien a chance. Lad I was talking to today, he questioned his mobility. Jake O'Brien, he didn't really impress, did he, for Ireland? And he's played like 26 minutes, I think, for
No, he
Everton in
turns
the
like a
Premier League.
JCB, to be honest. But no, but nobody. Thing is, he turns like a JCB, but then he builds up his head of steam very quickly. It's just in that little 2 yard instance he can get
Turn of
done. But
pace.
yeah, but he is quick over once he gets his legs going. He's what, 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
He can move like for his size, but I think it's just a bad club situation. I don't even think like people say it's his fault. Leon basically forced him out the door, said we need the money, so we have to sell you.
Yeah, bit of a club legend there, wasn't he? Or
Cult hero.
cult hero. That's what I'm looking for. Bless him. Dennis Grinnell. Obviously, Prendy's busy trying to offload the extra tickets bought through London Risk Tout. I've got this thing going now. I've been working on it for the last 2 years. Martin, the Diamond Geezer. It's the accent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Irish Jedi. The rain in Cork is absolutely awful at the moment, and Turner's Cross doesn't take water well. Wondering, should the crucial 21st game against Norway be moved to Tala? That's one for you, Connor.
No. We've seen the Latvia. No disrespect to the atmosphere in Tala, but it was absolutely. I know it was the same as a senior match, but the atmosphere they create down in Turner's Cross for 21s games is unreal. When you hear the players speak about it, the management, the staff, they just love it. It feels like a real home venue for them at this stage, even though the surface isn't as good. But they seem to really play their best stuff on it.
There you go. Marty O'Connor, watching from Australia. Great podcast from Australia. Thank you, Marty. Hope you are well down under and enjoying the show. Alfie Connolly, class as per with the great updates, Connor. Up the rep tracker.
Cheers.
Don't forget, to give him his five later on. Bitter. Irish Jedi, how do you fit Tripart and Schmodic into the same team? Neither number 9 and both ineffective off the left.
My thing is, you don't.
No.
It's simply impossible. Unfortunately, unless you had no other options up front, but the other options we have up front would suit way better in a partnership than having two small number 9s who like to drop deep a bit and link up play and shoot 50 times a game. So yeah, they don't suit.
There you go. Aaron G. Could Declan Rice return and revolutionise his career as a centre forward in the current Irish team? What did you make of him and Conor McGregor?
Oh, I didn't know what to think because Conor, the fact he said he didn't even realize Declan Rice played for Ireland. He's just in his own little cloud cuckoo land, like he's just in his own wee world over in McGregor land, and whatever he gets up to over there, very suspicious activities. But no, but the fact is,
allegedly.
the fact I just found it very funny. He didn't realize Declan Rice played for Ireland, and the dead silence Declan Rice gave after whoever said that to try and wind McGregor up a bit.
Yeah, imagine McGregor just thumped.
Did he just go dead? He went deadly or something like lethal deadly.
Oh God, yeah. I have met Conor McGregor twice. Actually, was on the same night once. Seemed like a decent. When you meet him, he's a nice guy. But yeah, he's. I worry for him.
Yeah.
That's all
I've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people have had good interactions with him. It's just he's one of our fellas that can just go AWOL at times.
Yes, and the thing is, he can fight. he can. He's a tough SOB, as you say in the States. Irish Jedi, as a big League of Ireland fan, I wouldn't like to see players picked from the league for the sake of it, but genuinely believe Farrugia could be an option at left wing back with his pace also playing European group stage.
The way you said Farrugia, why that was a very Hispanic way of saying it.
Well, it's an Hispanic name, isn't it? Isn't it?
Farrugia.
Farrugia. Trying to add a bit of class to the podcast. Not Martin's not here. You know, this is a window of opportunity.
He got man of the match tonight against Shells. That was a huge. I don't know if you've seen that, but Damon's Duff Shells could be bottling the league. He'll it doesn't. Ferdinand
Yes,
Duff will be on.
I saw that. It's they're all things like five teams can win it, can they? Pats.
Yeah. Galway kind of bottled it the other night with their draw against Dundalk, but I think it's between realistic between Shells, Derry, and Pats. Not Shells, Derry, and Pats. Shells, Derry, and Rovers. But I don't know. Last Thursday night was a good result for Rovers. Next two games are up against they have Lauren away and then TNS at home. And predicted like doing a predicted where they predict how many points to get you through in qualifiers. 7 points will qualify you, and that's two games you'd expect them to win. Huge for
Jesus,
Irish football.
imagine if they get like 300 grand, don't they, for a draw?
It's a no, it's 133 for a draw, 300
Right,
for a win.
there you go. I mean, huge money there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. No, best of luck to them. The Bose fan, he'd be sending me, so you never wish Bose any luck. I used to live next to Denimore Park, funny enough, Cabra Park. Leon Brady, delighted to see Brown and Doherty out, but Brady undoubted and possibly Malumbi should be nowhere near the squad, let alone the starting team. Well, yeah, I agree with Doherty. Brown, I don't know. Brown is somebody that you bring off the bench and he can kind of get you a goal if you're trailing. Although didn't quite happen against the Greeks. Brady and Adauda, yeah. I mean, the thing is though, they're in two roles. They're both in a role that we don't have any cover for at the moment.
Teo, get him up there.
Teo Adamora?
Adaramola.
Adamora. Adamora. And Jason Malumbi, I think that's a bit harsh. Jason Malumbi.
Yeah.
Lovely pass to Chidozi the last game. I mean mine. Amabomadeli is not in the squad because he clearly isn't working hard enough in training and is not hungry enough. Spent the last season at Norwich on the bench and virtually all his time at Forest. Wow, harsh words.
But that was because he was leaving Norwich. That was a month spell where he was. Do you remember when it was that end of the window when they were trying to sell him on because they had no money and they didn't want him to get injured? So
there you go.
That's why.
Nick, not sure why Ogbeni was dropped by Ipswich. They were off against West Ham and could have used his pace. Didn't say anyway, but well, West Ham, though, they're not great either. I mean, to be hammered by them. Irish Jedi, Amabomadeli previously refused to drop down to the under-21 squad for game time, coming back from injury. Question marks over his attitude. What do you make of that, Conor?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
No.
I wouldn't touch that lad's attitude.
Bring back Jack Byrne says, in fairness, he played well today.
He's been playing very well lately. He's back to his best. Things you love to see. Joy to watch.
Irish Jedi, Heimer already getting excuses out, saying Finland and Greece have been playing together for longer than us. As bad as things are, these are teams we should be competing with. Yeah, I think we'll both agree with that. Daryl O'Connor, I'll definitely see you in Helsinki, Lance. Good man, Daryl. I'm doing the day trip over on the Thursday and on the first flight out a few hours after the match. Up the era. Oh, we have a special guest. He's back. Dr. Heimer Algrim said, an exclusive reveal. Roy Keane is stepping in as my assistant coach because John has been offered the interim role at Man United. Good luck to him. Actually, has Eric had...
No. Has been sacked. Don't fall for that.
No, just, because we're on our own little bubble here. Because it always happens. Guarantee you'll be fired after we go off the air or something mad will happen. Irish Jedi, Heimer's surprised by the job. I think he realizes he's been tripping himself up in the media with comments on O'Shea being in charge and going to matches, etc. Yeah, I don't I'm nothing against League of Ireland, but I don't really, I don't know why he's going to League of Ireland matches.
Who? Heimer.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? It's our league. It's literally our league.
And how many players is he going to pick from the league?
I don't know. Why wouldn't he go to the league? What? But he didn't. He didn't go to a League of Ireland game. He went to a FAI Cup semi-final, which is a huge game in the calendar.
But he's been going to League of Ireland games, and he hasn't really been going to because he's not. For what? For what reason?
But League of Ireland playing on Friday night.
Yeah, but he could be spending the Friday night going to London or Manchester or Bristol or Cardiff or whatever.
Why?
I mean, there's Bristol and Cardiff today. Loads of Irish players.
Today's Sunday.
Yeah, he could have a long weekend, couldn't he?
The FAI can't afford that, mate.
Well, not my words, by the way, if they're watching. We don't know. I'm sure they can afford that. But I mean, on a Friday night, you should be going over to, you could be traveling that day, going over to England for
But like,
a 3 o'clock
for
kickoff.
example, on Friday night it was Sunderland against Leeds. Was he going to go
Right?
watch Alan Bryan play 5 minutes when he wasn't in the squad and Aaron Connolly sitting the bench?
Maybe, or maybe you could have now. That's a player he could be doing having a word with Aaron Conley. Should he not? Just to see
Aaron,
where his head is at.
the only way Aaron Connolly can become Aaron Connolly that we know is if Aaron Connolly wants to be. Simple as. No one can. He's a type of character only he can change himself.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're the manager, like you'd be thinking, okay, you got a club, let's have a chat. Do well, get you back in my plans. I'm a fan of you. It could be bollocks, but you're just trying to get the player back on. It's man management. So yeah, he could have gone to Leeds. What's the point? Like, I'm not against the League of Ireland, right? But you have to be realistic. He's not picking players from the League of Ireland, and he won't for foreseeable future. Let's be honest. He should be traveling to games. You'll see Lee Carsley at all the matches over the weekend.
But he has so many players he can pick from.
Yeah.
People seem to forget though. I remember who was it? David Conley put out a thing about Aston Villa were playing someone. He's like, oh, there's only 2 internationals in this game, but there was about at least I'd say 12 players in that game. There were possible options you could select the English national team.
Right.
So, but
So what isn't he talking to Joe Bagan at Cardiff?
how do you know he's not?
Well, no. Listen, true. He maybe went there
But
today.
the simple fact is, at the moment, this present moment in time, Joe Bagan is nowhere near the level to play for Ireland. Like nowhere near the level at all.
Well, I don't know. But he's keeping the other left back out of
Who
the
is?
team, Callum
But they don't
Devlin.
have enough. But he's not a left back to play.
But he's got
I
to
think
play. Well, if he plays for Ireland, he's going to play as a left back.
we're gonna play as a left wing back.
Well, left wing back. You're being pedantic now, but a left wing
Well, it is
back.
a different. It is a different position. Like
Well, you don't know. I mean, he doesn't do well for us as a left wing back. He hasn't done well for us. Neither has Robbie Brady. We need somebody who at least, if they're not left, I know it's a different position, but if you're going to play, I don't know, 4-4-2, what was it, out of possession? Was it
yeah,
out of possession?
yeah.
You could do it a left back or whatever. Still, it's options. It's a position that we need. We need covering. He should be talking. He should be out there. You're not going to convince me, and I'm probably not going to convince you either. But like, right, he's on about. He sits at home and he's on Transfer Market or SofaScore, whatever, right? So why the fuck is Andrew Mamadeli in the squad when he hasn't played any games? Why is Casey McAteer in the squad when he's not playing any games for Leicester? What's he getting from that? His journey home? Is he tracking into his GPS and his Uber? Like what's he learning from that?
That's a better question in my eyes. That's a better question.
There you
That's a
go.
question. That's a question he should have been asked at the press conference about them two being picked and not playing. And he still wasn't asked about Dennis Cirkin. I don't know why he wasn't asked because he has been picked big under 21s and there's been
Why isn't
interest
he
in
over
that.
talking to Dennis Irkin?
But
Dennis Irkin played on a
the
Friday.
thing is, he probably has spoken to him. I'd imagine he has spoken to him. Maybe he spoke to him a different time, Leeds or Sunderland Sunderland were playing. He's not going to go see him every day of the week.
I don't know. Maybe he needs to talk to him. Maybe he needs to convince him and show up and go, listen, we need a left back. I rate you. You're playing for a decent championship side like Sunderland. Go out there and talk to him. Harry him. Annoy him.
How
Listen,
do you know he's not?
this is how much. Well, because he's sitting in fucking
No, but how do you know he
Derryman
hasn't done it?
Park.
How do you know he hasn't done it once or
Because he's
twice?
sitting in Derryman Park. Well, how do you know he
Mm.
has? But he's sitting in Derryman Park watching 22 players that aren't going to be anywhere near the Ireland team. And you got a lad there who plays in position who's actually born in this country. Well, born in the country you are. He's living in this country, but he's born in that country. You should be out there talking to him. That's my opinion. Anyway, we'll move it on. We'll just agree that I'm right.
Wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Eddie C. Cannon should be in the team. Bin, Ida, McAteer, Brady, O'Dowda shouldn't be in the squad. Yeah, I mean, to be fair with Tom Cannon, Eddie, I think he cited a lack of match fitness and his team was already selected before he got the 4 goals against. Who was it again? Portsmouth, wasn't it? Mark O'Mahony got the goal there as well. And to be fair, he didn't do anything on Saturday. He didn't
Mark O'Mahony
score.
scored again.
He did. Yes, he did. Why isn't he in the squad? No, just joking. But yeah, Irish Jedi lads, what do you think of Heimer saying he's never spoken to Glenn Whelan despite Whelan doing the scouting before the Greek game? Seems like a constant disconnect between staff.
Question for you, David Dunn. Did Glenn Whelan actually do scouting for that game, or was he just at the game? Has Glenn Whelan confirmed that he's done scouting to that game, or did he just turn up? Because I remember he was like passing by or something, like he was in Greece already, and he went and watched the game.
I don't think he's on the official. I don't think he's on the payroll for the FAI.
I don't know if he actually scout. I don't know if someone could tell us in the comments, but I actually don't think he went as a scout for Ireland. I just think he went to the game.
Yeah,
and he's the type of fella he can just get in because of his name. Well, he's not Ronaldo like, but he's Glenn Whelan. He'll have contacts probably everywhere. He'll have an agent that'll come up with tickets.
I'd probably just go in and buy it.
Yeah.
Where was it? In Greece, was it?
Yeah, it was in Greece.
I probably just showed up and bought it. Like their attendances are shite. Genuine, like the game last year, I think it was like 1/3 full. So
they don't support the national team in that country, don't they?
No, what's it? Helios or Helios? FA.
Yeah,
I think they're called. I don't think he was on. I don't think he was on the official staff because you'd hear about that. Also, he criticised the Irish players, but yet again, I still think that Irish Jedi's question is relevant because if he doesn't, because he said he shouldn't have said that, and then it was made in the Joe.Eid, he won't be scouting for him again. But if he doesn't know he's working for him, then he clearly doesn't know that he's not working for him. If that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know. It just seems to be lack of communication there. Baylor, we'll fly through these now. Baylor, worst case scenario, we take the passage to Nottingham and awaken Ditsy out of retirement.
I feel like this is David McGoldrick enthusiast has just changed his name.
Yeah, good on you, Baylor. Irish Jedi, we beat Finland 2-0, draw 0-0 with Greece and finished third in the group. Do you know what? I would take that. I'd take 4 points in the next game, the next couple of games. I think we've never beaten Greece. We've had one draw. We've lost everything else. Do you remember that was in 2002? God, you weren't even born. Or you were born?
I was born.
Yeah, what don't month? Give it. It was November, I think it was.
It was after the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
Then I was born.
Don Gibbons, it was in the Panathinaikos Stadium. Don Gibbons was the manager. Glenn Crowe played. Bowes player. There you go. There's a bit of credit to Bowes. He played. He almost scored as well because David Connolly, I remember, pulled out and fell out with Don Gibbons. There you go. Bernard Bunting. Hopefully Heimer gives Ronan Hale a call before he switches to the north to try and get him to stay. Ronan Hale?
No, Ross County striker. He scored against Celtic. He actually is a very good striker, but
yeah,
unfortunately he's not at the Irish senior level. He's switching to Northern Ireland at the moment.
There you go. James E.T. If Joel Bacon becomes Cardiff's main left back, surely he'll have to be given a chance.
He'll probably be. Well, he is the main left back, but the problem is he'll probably be in League One next season.
Yeah, but he'll pick Callum O'Dowd as left back, who's keeping out of the squad, which makes no sense.
I do think though next season we will see Teoardo Mola and Sean Rohan both playing in the championship anyway. Unless they go abroad or something, but they'll definitely be championship players anyway.
Fair enough. Darrell O'Connor, I remember that thunderstorm. Yep, because I was with you a few minutes before that. I was walking to the pub and I thought shots were gone off. Never experienced anything like it. It was amazingly bad. Good man, Darrell. James E.T. If Joel Bagan becomes Cardiff's main left back, I've already read that, sorry. Ross Dunworth, 1-1 against Finland, 2-0. Lost to Greece. Happy Doherty's out, but we simply don't have the ability to create goals. Brady shouldn't be there. League of Ireland football, I disagree. What do you disagree with? I don't know. I think he's getting into a bit of a chat there. Ryan, Luca Connell should have been given a chance playing well for Barnsley. You agree with that? League One, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but Ryan must be a fan of Rip Tracker. No, but yeah, I do. No, I do agree, but I'm not unhappy with the midfielders that he's picked that I could give out that Luca Connell's not been selected.
Darrell O'Connor, back to your comment earlier on. It was Dave McGuinness with the Kenny hate. I was a Kenny lover boy.
Sorry, Dar. What a job he's doing with St. Pat's, by the way. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
7 on the bounce. He's won, hasn't he?
Yeah. That
Brilliant.
that,
I
that game
met.
last Monday, the best game I've watched in years. Honestly, it's the best game I've watched in years. Them against Shells. Oh my god, what a game.
There you go. Yeah, no, delighted for Stephen Kenny. Met him in Paris Court, is it? Just off of Grafton Street. And not, always a lovely fella. Like he always like, what's your name? Wants to know your name, and he's just so personable. Lovely, lovely man. John O'Sullivan, Mark Conor, John Hill, Penny M's English mates. Oh dear. Where's the England fan, Martin? Well, he'll be back next week, but he's okay. League of Ireland football wants to know: do pitch invaders get fined, and how much? Connor,
Yeah. I don't know, but it's like 1,500 or something. It's expensive. It's over a grand anyway.
really?
I think in the Premier League it's like 3 or 4 grand. I think if you invade Old Trafford, you get 3 grand or
Oh
something.
no, but League of Ireland.
Oh, I thought he meant just in general.
Oh well, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
League of Ireland, you probably get away with it most of the time.
I know I've done it. I've done it at Richmond Park, the local team Pats. Yeah, you get done as well. You get arrested, and if you streak, you can end up on the sex offenders register because you're exposing yourself to children and everything, which is that's why you don't see streakers anymore. Darrell O'Connor, looking forward to getting to the Claddagh for Risk London event before England away. Good man. Yes, we won't go too much into details, but on the 15th, the Friday before the England game, we have something going on in the Camden Irish Centre, London Centre. Sorry, the Irish Centre in London, in Camden, North London. So do get over for that. We've got something very special lineup, and in the Claddagh as well on the Saturday, we have something very special lineup too. More details on
Are you
that.
going, Dave?
To what?
Them two events?
Of course I am.
Well, I'm not. Good luck to you. Not a chance of me going if you're there.
I
Sorry to tell
live
you.
here.
Sorry to
Jesus
tell you.
Christ. So what are you going to do in Helsinki when we're sitting together? I'll tell you what,
Oh,
you'll be more awake there because I've finally drifting up, gonna fucking thump you on the
oh,
leg,
oh, oh,
on the
sorry.
elbow.
Oh, sorry, hard.
Um, yes, I shall be going to those games. I'm actually flying in. I've had to rebook my flights because I have to be back in London quite early to help Martin prepare for that. But there'll be more on that as we go. I mean, let's not bother predicting. Let's just say Ireland will win every game.
Thank you. That's what I like to hear.
I think I mean mine's been a tad bit facetious. Being Flood, rate any more than Azaz personally. Connor, hopefully
No,
after he
well,
finished
Andy
qualifiers.
Morn is my star boy. Don't you forget that.
Yeah, but he's better than Finn Azaz, according to Dean
Well,
Flood.
he's not currently, but Andy Morn's ceiling is so off the charts. People won't be able to believe it.
Fair. But he says, I hope after he finished the under 21 qualifier, he comes into the senior side permanently. I mean, Mike, go to understand the Dutch league, especially in depth, is incredibly weak. Yes, it is actually. To be fair,
Yeah.
They lost their best manager, didn't they? He went to Arne Slot. Not even being funny, like he was the highest paid manager. He was a Feyenoord, highest paid manager in Eredivisie history because they didn't want to lose him. But he's gone now and doing rather well at Liverpool. Irish Jedi. It's just the first Irish squad in memory where there is an attitude problem throughout the squad, particularly young lads earning lots of money, having achieved very little. I think it's a fair point, Connor. There's some of the lads, not all of them. I'm not going to name names, but yeah, some of them do seem to not really care. What do you make of that?
I don't know, but who's the attitude players? I just think it just comes down to one man, and one man just kind of just sets a tone, if you get me, for the rest of the group that people just like to hold it against him. Like I think the rest of the lads are like the Jason Knight, Jason Malumbi. They went to UK quite young and they have top attitudes. If you ever hear Wayne Rooney say Jason Knight's the best attitude he's ever seen. So, and I think Malumbi is like if you had the definition of top class attitude, that's him. So I think it's just a couple, maybe one lad, maybe two.
Yeah, but even that,
dragging him down.
But even that is strange. Like, Jason Knight, by the way, yeah, even Wayne Rooney said he loved them. Said amazing attitude. Said a smashing lad. He said it on the Stick to Football podcast. And yeah, you can see I'm Malumbi as well. I like Malumbi because he is he's a bit of fire, isn't he? I like all that. To Plex, he shouldn't need to be told why he was dropped. This is Doherty, by the way. He should know. All the fans do. On my mind, did you ever see defenders under Fergie or Clough sit off like we did? Players have to be aware they're going to get it. If they do anything like that, not switched on enough, I'm afraid. Yep, agreed there. Shane Brown, Festia Amabomadeli for right back and build for future. Prediction time 1-0 win in Helsinki and 1-1 out in Greece. Better days ahead as Heimer puts a stamp on things, hopefully. Yeah, I'd take that. And yeah, I'm not, I don't mean to sound too negative on the manager. I do think we need to see. I'm happy with the squad. We just need to see now how to set up, and hopefully the message will get through. Sorry, Conor, what were you going to say?
No, just saying, I agree with you.
Yeah, but I am still going to question some of the manager's methods because I think sitting at home with about 50 million computer screens, it's not for me. That's a personal choice. Shane Brown, Shane Brown again. Thanks for the podcast. Takes our minds off hurricane prepping here in Tampa. Oh, good man, Shane, over in Tampa. Please keep safe and hope you're well. And hopefully you watch us over in Helsinki. Good man, Shane, over in Tampa there. Jack McGardle, Bill Gain to be put down via lethal injection.
Please. That would be a good day for everyone, especially the Twitter community.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, Bill.
Bill's not going to take this well.
No, Bill. Is there a more polarizing man? Well, it's a Cork thing, isn't it? It's a polarizing man.
It's
in
just
Irish
a Bill
football.
Gain thing. He's just in his own. He's the James McLean of football Twitter, isn't he? In Cloud Cuckoo Land. Even though
Yeah.
they're not the best of friends these days, but I think that's why they're so against each other. It's just they're so alike.
Oh, two neutrons just exploding off each other. Ken Carmody, how you doing, Ken? I think you don't recall you commenting before.
He's a rep tracker man.
Good man, Ken, and thank you for watching. Bosun Lawal potentially revamps the midfield for us in the near future. Any idea when he returns? Presuming it's a spinal injury, given the vague nature of reporting. Oh shit, that sounds nasty. Any idea on that, Conor?
You know, I seen someone comment saying he was back in training about 2 weeks ago, but it would be like building up fitness before he get back playing. But I actually don't know. I don't think maybe Ken could be ahead of me because I don't even know what the injury is. To be honest, I never heard. All I know it was found in the medical that something that wasn't spotted at Celtic.
Wow,
but I agree on this point. Bosun Lawal will hopefully change our midfield
in a couple of years' time. John O'Sullivan, why do we play the under-21 matches at Turner's Cross, Conor? That's for you.
Atmosphere is better. I think it's seeing a spreading games around the country as well. I think it was seeing a spreading games around the country initially, and then see how they could get on. And then I think that Turkey game kind of left it as the home patch now these days because of how good the atmosphere they create there, and the players seem to love it, and management do.
Kind of reminds me when Wales started playing the games at not Ninian Park, the Cardiff, the one after that, the newer Ninian Park. It was right across the road from the old Ninian Park. Actually, they stopped playing the games in the Millennium Stadium because of atmosphere, and they played them in what's it called? We beat them 1-0 there. Do you remember?
James McLean goal.
Yeah, Cardiff City Stadium. But anyway, they changed. Yeah, they put in a smaller stadium and they created a great atmosphere. To be fair, still didn't stop James McLean. Shannock Roy with Mikey Johnson on the left and Benny on right, Smonix on the centre, and Ferguson just ahead will be a great combination.
Mikey struggled so far at West Brom, though.
Yeah, he is only back. He's not match fit, though, is he? Back from an Ord1 injury. Darrell O'Connor, I disagree with the comment to exclude Malumbi. I'm actually a big fan of Malumbi. Has that aggression we need to kick the shit out of teams. Worked like a horse both games against Scotland 2022. Yeah, he's by far our most aggressive player. John O'Sullivan, Neil Farrugia, Martin. What's that about?
I don't know what Martin reference. I think it's because you said, remember Neil Farrugia? You said a very fancy way.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, Neil Farrugia.
Yeah,
it's very sexy, wasn't it? my dulcet tones. Alfie Connolly, Connor, don't mention Galway United. Good at to draw the other night to Dundalk. Hopefully we can get Europe, though, says Alfie Connolly. Good man, Alfie. Dean Flood, think the Irish manager going to League of Ireland games maybe brings a few more eyes to the league. Yeah, there is a bit of that. But we need his eyes on players like Dennis Kirkin, Joel Bagan, left back positions. Gilliam FC 1893. My father is Era Ballyhaclia. Good man. Dublin. No, I can't make that joke because Martin's not on to explain to him that Ballyhaclia is Dublin. But there you go. Good man, Gilliam FC 1893. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. There we go. That's it. Neil Ferrucia, David, and Teo Adorma as well. Come on, John. You know my pronunciation is absolutely on point as always. John O'Sullivan. But there's nothing wrong with Heimer watching League of Ireland at all, David. It's great to see he watches and goes to a lot of grounds around the league. I just think it's a PR exercise, and I get it, but that squad needs a lot of work. Like there's a lot of players that we could be getting. There's a lot of positions that, like the left back situation, that I think he should be going out, and I think he should be making more of an effort with. But that's Alf Garnett, Core Blimey, Mick and Paddy. Alf Garnett, are you aware who Alf Garnett is?
Don't have an ocean.
Yeah, he was what was the name of the TV show? Till Death Do Us Part. Yeah, it's just some twat. Show was good. Wouldn't be made today. Yeah, it's an old British TV show. JFC, surely to God, Ebuseli will start left back, being the only left back in the squad. He's actually a right back.
Jackie's a right back.
I don't rate Finn his ass. Oh.
Go to bed, Jack, please.
Who are the lads do you think, boys, Doherty? Do you think, boys, Doherty and Obafemi?
It could be Obafemi, but Obafemi, I think, isn't... Well, from what I've heard about Obafemi, he is the nicest lad in the world, the greatest character to have about the place. He, on the pitch, brilliant footballer, comes to the likes of your team meeting, your tactical stuff. He can just follow. It's not in a bad way. He can just be. It's just some lads have no interest in that side of the game. And I think his side of tactical listening to instructions, that sort of thing, can be hard to get across to him because he's just not in a bad. Not that he doesn't want to listen to you. It's just he just is distracted probably easily.
There you go. Dean Flood, 2-0 versus the Finns and 2-1 versus the Greeks. Always got to back your team.
That is more like it. Dave, a bit of positivity, please.
Yeah. I'm a realist. Well, that's what happens when you hit 40. All your hopes and dreams, Connor, it's all bullshit. You got to face the fucking facts and what's in front of you. And that's what's in front of me. I'm hoping wrong, by the way. I really do, but I don't think it will be. And Jack O'Connor, I think that's the same guy, Jay.
Same.
Don't rate Finn's ass.
Go to bed.
An prediction, Finland 0, Ireland 1, Greece 0, Ireland 0, and Alf Garnett chokes on a jelly deal. Yeah. And I mean, mine, Conor is great with stats and information. Hopefully he has too many blind spots about too many players. Oh, however, he has too many blind spots about too many players.
Is he saying, does that just mean I'm overrating them?
Yep. You see, I'm the common sense. See, I'm the common sense. Yeah, I know, but I'm the common sense. That's what I do. I poke holes.
And I like to promote our players, unlike you, disregarding all of our players.
I'm not disregarding anybody. I'm just being honest. Jack and Connor again. Hopefully, Parrott gets a run this time round. We can give either time of day. And no fitness as I don't rate because he's too slow. Mate, fella is technically unreal, but he can't run the midfield himself. He needs good players around him.
That's why he's number 10.
That is a hill that Conor is going to die on. But anyway, listen, we're going to leave it there. That's the final comment, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Just under 1,400 of you watching us live on a Sunday night. That is brilliant support. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the page. Scan a QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. Give Conor a follow there on Rep Tracker on Twitter. He is doing God's work. If you want to find out the latest with the current crop and the latest on the next generation of the boys in green, Rep Tracker is the place to be. We will be live we will do a preview show from Helsinki that will be recorded due to just flight times and arrival times, and the fact that they have a press conference at 10 o'clock in the morning local time, and I don't get in till 10:30. What are you grinning about?
Because I'll be there the day before. Because I love this channel. You don't.
Yeah. Seeing them up against Martin, all is forgiven. So yeah, we will be doing a preview before that, and then of course Conor and I will be live. We hope. It's always Wi-Fi pending, as you'll find out, Conor. You don't know what you're gonna get, and we will be live from the ground, and we'll have the pre-match. And what the fuck? Sorry,
I'm just read that last comment. But
I have read that last comment. I'm not reading it out on this. Jesus Christ. Anyway, right, we're gonna get out of here. But yeah, we will be live from Helsinki for the pre-match. 6:45 your time, which will be 8:45 Helsinki time. And also we will be live straight after the game. The match is 7:45 Irish time and 9:45 local time. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. And John O'Sullivan's just asked me, do you go to League of Ireland matches, Dave? I know I live in London, so I can't. I used to though. Anyway, I'm David Dunn. He is Conor Rep Tracker. This is Lansdowne Roar. We're out of here. Good night. God bless. And especially to the lad in Tampa, be safe and look after yourself. And we're out of here. Good night. That's the wrong one, isn't it? Good night.